What is good, y'all? SGG Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Pittsburgh Pirates rebuild video, baby. And today we're getting into what could be the last episode of the series, man. We are up in the World Series against the Boston Red Sox, 2-0. We have games 3 and 4 set to come up here. So game 4 could be an elimination. It could be a tie game. We'll have to see after game 3 with Paul Skeens going against Garrett Whitlock here. If you guys are ready for the video, leave it with a like, comment, and subscribe. If you are new to the family, man, road to 1K as we keep everything pushing. And with this series coming to an end, make sure you guys be on the lookout for that community tab. There may be a poll coming up to see what game would replace this one on the channel. So that way we still have multiple areas of content on the channel. Let me know if you guys want any walkthroughs of any games or anything like that. So please, any feedback is good feedback. There will be an option there for like, no, don't do anything else. So please go give an answer of any kind. So that way I can see what kind of feedback, what more you guys want to see on the channel. And we can have that going up for us. But all of the outro and prelude stuff is out of the way. It's time to hop into World Series game number 3. As we are back in the city of Pittsburgh at PNC Park, man. You see the water's looking fantastic here late at night. It is a ball game under the moonlight. As we are up here somehow 2-0. We're trying to complete a perfect run at this point. We have not lost in the postseason yet. After kind of finishing up the season, kind of okay, having our rough patches there late, but doing enough to get into the postseason when it didn't even look possible at the start of the year. As we have games 3 and 4 here today, if necessary, games are still up for 5, 6, and 7, and we're looking to the back half of our rotation to get this done. Dustin May would not even come into pitch until game 5, possibly if he's even available for that game. He's kind of really tired here after the first game of the series. So we'll have to see if Boston is able to answer back after the first 2 games here. Not able to put together much offense. We've actually seen our offense start to step it up a little bit in terms of production. So Jaron Duran coming up to bat first here as Paul looking to get this game kicked off right as we get the first strike out of the game. 4-seamer upstairs in on the hands. Go ahead and go sit your behind right back down. As Masataka Yoshida's up next, and he pops this one out to left field. Reynolds will go ahead and range underneath this one, and we got that. So, looking to see if we can get a good game in here today. How long can the offense stay hot is what I'm going to be interested to see. We put up a lot of runs in games 1 and 2, and typically it starts to fizzle out here. So I am kind of a little bit worried, but at least we have 2 games up, so we have kind of like a 2-game mulligan at the least. We only have to win 2 while they still have to win 4. If we want to make this happen here, as they do have a runner on base, though, as Kyle Tucker is able to get on, beating the shift. Devers, 2-2. Swings through the 4-seamer right at his chest, too, right at the Boston letters. Skeens, that was a big body challenge there as the Rio go up against Garrett Whitlock, who's already started 4 games in this postseason, going for start number 5. That's almost like a month and a half worth of starts already here in the postseason. Let's see if our offense can get to him then, because obviously, you know, the arm might be a little tired. A lot of postseason work. Line drive over to first base. He fumbles it, but still will have time to pick that up and take it himself. It looked like Pete there just kind of gave up. Now look like he was fully sprinting over to first base. Then we got Brian Reynolds, who's batting .340 here in the postseason. Launches this one deep to right field. It'll hit up against the wall out there in right field. Get the throw in to second base, but he'll slide underneath it for the easy double. He's been hitting fantastically. Now, if we can get some production behind him, as Santander has raised the average up considerably, but not considerably enough as he grounds out there on that one. And then Julian Cortez after him chops this one in the ground right over to right field, and it gets through. Getting just by the second baseman. I don't know how you don't just angle backwards to go pick that up. Already giving us a 71% chance to win the game with a 1-0 lead here in the first. That's honestly pretty high boost, I would think. That's how much we've been dominating in this postseason. As O'Neal Cruz has been batting over 300, 4 home runs for himself too as well. It doesn't get any easier after him though. As we get that base hit in the right field, it's going to get down, and we're actually going to send Cortez over to third. He's stumbling, bumbling, and robbling himself all the way in there as he slides under the tag, which will bring up Pete Alonso. He's only batting 179, trying to spark his average up a little bit. But do you really want to pitch to a man like this here? Because that power can activate at any time. Although we haven't hit too many home runs with Pete here this season. It seems like we have hit less than normal, but that power is still active. 3-run shot for Pete Alonso. 5th home run of the postseason. I almost said of the season. Of the postseason. Hitting that one deeply out the left field. They left that one right at his belt. Pulled that one out. I'm not lying to y'all, man. The power has come back here in the postseason. Not only for him, but for the rest of the team too as well. His 5th already this postseason. As many home runs as starts as Garrett Whitlock. And Whitlock already looking like he might not be making it long in this game. It is 4-0 here in the first already. And then he goes behind Brian Hayes into a full count here. How many pitches is this in the first inning? 22. Now make it 23 as we get a circle change upstairs. Lined out to left field. Going way back up against the wall. It'll get down. Another double here. The rally is still going. We still only got 2 outs. Can Johnson keep it going even further? The first pitch that he sees will be a sinker lined right back up the middle. That's going to get down a base hit. We're going to go ahead and send Hayes on home. And he will score with ease with no throw. It is 5-0. The 5s are wild. 5 home runs, 5 starts, 5 runs in the first inning. Can Davis keep it up here? He's batting .368, leading the team right now. It looks like in postseason MVP votes. Have to see if he keeps it up and gets the postseason MVP and the World Series MVP. As a chopper on the ground will not help that case, though, ending the inning as they are finally able to make it out alive. 5 runs, 6 hits, and it is already not looking good for Boston here in Game 3. You might want to just go ahead and chalk this one up and start thinking about Game 4. Unless, of course, they can wake up their bats too. I think they have a combined, 3 runs maybe through the first 2 games. So our pitchers have done a really good job, but they've also faced our 2 best in May and Nestor Cortez. Paul has his up and down moments. So we'd love to see an up moment here today. Chopped on the ground to Johnson. Over to Cruz for 1. Back over to Alonso for 2. Good double play ends that run scoring opportunity. And then Willie Ames. First pitch he sees. He will launch this one deep back. Going way out the left field. Reynolds leaping at the wall. That'll be up there in the little walk around circle futuristic cyberpunk 2077 thing. Now, I don't know. That thing looks awesome back there, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what it is or what's over there. That's probably where all the food at, low key. And whoever's getting food just saw Boston score their first run of the game. Then his 3rd of the postseason. Willie Ames gets the Red Sox on the board and tries to give them a little bit of hope. That's already as many runs they've scored in some of the other ones. Arroyo popped this one out to left. Reynolds just enough speed to go ahead and catch that one on the run. Now before getting 1 run back at least. So now we have to see if we can get some of that interest back. Get our 5-run lead back. His Armstrong will fly that one out to right field. Reynolds right after him. 2-2. Gets called strike 3 on the circle change. Even though he tried to pull back, they're just going to go and call that one for him. And then Santander with a full 3-2 count. Chops this one on the ground. Easy 1-2-3. Way better trip, second trip through the order so far. Let's go ahead and stay on our offense here. It's Cortez. Another base hit. He's trying to elevate his average too because that thing was looking kind of pitiful here in the postseason. Which is crazy, honestly. I thought Cortez would be one of our leaders for the postseason MVP or at least World Series MVP or one of them, but I really haven't seen too much offense from my mans here, and I don't understand why. Now, there he gets thrown out of second base, so we'll go ahead and get our runner at second by any means necessary with the steal there. And now what should have happened, runner at second and the runner at first out. But at least we get a little bit more speed as we go to pitch 13 here, the at-bat for Pete Alonso. He's really been fouling stuff off there, but it's a productive out. He strikes out, but makes Garrett Whitlock throw 13 pitches to him. We're going to steal off for third base here. They go ahead and throw him down there. So that'll be the final out, but not before he's reaching 60 pitches through 3 innings. Honestly, I low-key don't even want him to come out the game, though. He's got us 5 runs. I feel like we could score at any point that we need to, as that one's going to get down the right field line for a base hit over the first base bag. Hayes going into second base as he was. Oh, like he probably wanted to go to third there a little bit, but gets in there standing up. We'll take that. Tamar Johnson here. 1-2 count. Watching that circle change go low and away. Swing and a miss upstairs. Johnson will go ahead and get retired here. I mean, we still have only one out. So a fly ball here, then a base hit could score across another one as Henry slicing away from the center fielder will do his job. Here you go, top of the lineup. Crow, you've been playing good this postseason. Let's get one base hit here. Let's not go 0 for 3. That's a little dangerous of a sinker to let go, but 3-1 count. Gets the circle change upstairs. This leg's going to the gap. It will get down up against the wall. Slow rolls. It actually dies out there. That's a lot of speed by Pete to go in and go around the third base. The throw is going to come in, and that will not be in time. Our first triple, I think, of the entire postseason. I know at least it's the first one here in the World Series. I can't remember if that's the only one we got in this entire run. As that's it. They've had enough. They're going to go ahead and move on from Whitlock here. I'm surprised it honestly took this long for real. Maybe it's because he, got back right there through the second and third. Really kind of calmed down for the rest of the innings. But they're going to bring in Lucas Giolito. 3 games, 10.3 ERA. I don't know if you really want to bring him in either, but you just need somebody to eat up these innings because you got a long way to go here. Only 3 2/3 have been completed. We're up 6-1 now. One of our best hitters in the lineup, and Reynolds will take a 4-seamer to left. And he will be retired too as well. So 4 strong. 6-1 lead. As we go ahead and jump back over to our pitching staff. We've seen our batters kind of work a little bit. What's Paul doing over here? He's calmed down his game. Kept them only to that 1 solo home run. As I think that's actually their only second hit of the ball game. So they get over at first base, 2 outs down. Now here's Duran. Lines this one out to left field. Reynolds is going to have to go cut this one off. He will barely get there as the throw will going to come in to Cruz at the cutoff position. And that gets him the runners in scoring position for the first time this game. Second and third, 2 outs. Masataka Yoshida has a great situation here to go with. Now we have plenty of stamina though for Ski. He's only 40-something pitches through this point, so he shouldn't be tired at all. We should see some of his best stuff. Kind of a little bit of a mistake pitch there. Lucky we didn't get that one smacked on. And the slider down low at the knees. He takes it, strike 3. So once again, getting out of the inning. No runs given up. It's still our 6-1 lead. They are running out of outs here. As we go to the 6th, they're down to where they can only have about, what is it, final 12 outs here. Now Kyle Tucker showing off finally that he's able to get some hits here. So he gets a second hit of the ball game, and then Devers. That one bounced over the wall? I thought that one might have had foul, but apparently it got just inside enough to bounce over. I thought it was going to be a foul ball, but now we have runners at second and third here. No outs this time. So it's going to take a little bit extra work, more than just 1 strikeout there, as we do get the first, though. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. will ground this one over to Cruz. 1 run's going to have to obviously come in there. Throw goes over to first, though, easily. And they make it a 6-2 ball game now. Back to their 4-run lead. Willie, can he get a second home run in here as he pops this one up? It's going to shallow center field. Armstrong has a ton of speed, so you know we're going to grab that one in with these. That's 6 innings down. We're going to our bullpen after giving up 2, though. Great solid start by Paul Skeens. 6 innings of work. We're going to go to Matt Schramm here, man. Bringing our lefty out of the dugout. You know, they hit worse against righties. It's going to bring a lefty in here because the next 3 here actually had lower power. Maybe not the contact, but at least lower power against lefties. And this is the power part of the lineup. So let's go ahead and just get through it in the best way possible. Schramm here, 2-2. Popped up. Armstrong's able to go ahead and go get this one and finally retire Kyle Tucker without giving up a hit. Call strike 3 on the outside edge there to Devers. 1 more away, and we'll go ahead and take things to the 9th inning here. Swing and a miss to the up top heat. There goes Casas going to go ahead and sit down, and we'll go to the 9th inning here. Still a 4-run lead, so no reason to bring our closer in. Let's just get the bottom of the order out. 6, 7, 8. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. grounds this one on the ground to Hayes. He will go to pick this up. Throw goes over to first, and they got 1. 1 for 3 on the day. We're closing in on 30 pitches, so we'll have to see how much longer Strom can go. I'm thinking right around 30, 35 would probably be his limit. I think he has a little bit more stamina than most other relievers, so he might be able to hit 40. I just really want to close this out so I don't have to bring in another reliever if not possible. I like to save my bullpen, y'all. Hey, you never know when it's going to be one of them extra inning games when you got to go 15, 18 innings. You know, I hope they don't happen, but in case they do, I need my bullpen to be rested to be able to give me as much work as possible. So when it comes to you getting in the game, I'm squeezing out every last drop of energy out of you. As we go to get that fly ball out to left field. Good job by Reynolds getting underneath that one. That almost was a home run. It would have been his second of the game. As you can see there, now he's starting to get tired. So about 32 pitches. So about 30 pitches in is when he starts to feel a little fatigue. So this might be his last batter. Chopped on the ground there by Christian Arroyo. 1-2. There it is, baby. Game 3-1 and in the books. We're going to go ahead and walk out of here with an elimination game coming up next. And what a way to do it than in front of your home fans. They say the home field advantage is the team that has the most home games. I would beg to differ and say the home team advantage goes to the middle three. Because honestly, all you got to do is steal one on the road. And then you're coming back home with a chance that you could possibly eliminate in front of your home fans. And elimination games is what causes that home fan adrenaline to really kick in. So shout out to the offense today, though. 9 hits, really for both sides, but 9 hits for us. 6 runs, we were able to capitalize on it. Ryan Reynolds, 8th double of the year, or the postseason. Hayes gets 2 of them to get up to 3. As Cortez and Hayes were the only guys to get double-digit hits here in today's ball game. Armstrong gets his first triple. Alonso gets his 5th homer. And Armstrong gets his 9th RBI, with Alonso getting up to 8. Cortez 5, Johnson 3. And Paul Skeens 7 innings, 9 hits, 207 Ks. Strong got those last 2 for us and 3 strikeouts total. So we'll be going into game number 4 here with a chance to hopefully eliminate the Boston Red Sox here back under the moonlit nights. The very next day out, so the lake is pretty much looking the exact same. Seats are packed and standing. You see people are out there standing up, ready to watch this game. The Pirates could be winning the World Series for the first time in, I don't know when. See, we scored 8 runs in the first 2, 6 last game, while Boston's only scored a total of 5. They wouldn't have even beat us last game if you combined all their runs into one game. And we are turning to this man, Jared Jones, who I had high hopes for. Really thought he would be the better between the two, but he's really had a lot more inconsistencies with his starts. Today needs to be one that he's on, though. I need him to go ahead and take down this lineup to the best of his abilities. As Duran kicking off the game like he always does for Boston. We just need Jared to be on his stuff. We are literally 27 outs away from winning the World Series and completing this series the way it's supposed to be done. Completely rebuilding a team, and you're not rebuilt unless you walk away with the ring. We get the ground ball out that we need. Yoshida with a full count flies this one out to the gap. This is going to get down with ease. How quickly can Armstrong get there, though? This one will die up against the wall. Throw will come in and at least keep the runner at second base for us. Kyle Tucker ready to come in here off of the double. As we look to try to keep them off the board here. It's been a pretty long first thing. You see the pitch count already up in double digits here. We've only seen 3 batters. Looks like they're finally starting to show a little bit more patience. That's one thing they haven't done. You know, we've been able to get a lot of quick outs with our other 3 starters here. Especially early in the game, getting a lot of 1 pitch out, 2 pitch outs. But here they're really working these counts and these at-bats here. You see it. Pitch number 20 here to Rafael Devers gets fouled off. As now in comes 21, still getting fouled. You can see, like I said, the pitch count just totaling up here. 24 pitches already before we finally get out of the first inning. 25 pitch first inning. And this already doesn't look like it's going to be a very long start for Jerry. We're already starting to think about that long relief option. Now they have Tanner Hoke coming in for them. Also getting ready to pitch his 5th start here in the postseason. 2.08 ERA, .88 whip. As we might have if there were ever a situation for the offense to go cold, this would be a good reason. It looks like he doesn't even give up a whole lot of hits or walks. So we're going to have to make sure we're patient today. Bonding our pitch. You see 32 hits, 8 home runs through 3 games is ridiculous. We're averaging 11 hits and 3 home runs a game just about. So this offense has been fantastic, especially here in the World Series. Even more so turning it up. And when you're fantastic, you get rewarded with calls like that. Easy call ball. There, though, should have been a strike on the inside. And then Reynolds, I guess this is a little bit of payback and revenge. As that one gets flied out the center for what will be out number 1. Anthony Santander. 1-2 count himself. Grounds this one to the left side. Good diving play. Throw goes over. As obviously there's no play at second, but they will get Santander at first. Now if we can just get a slow rolling base hit, really honestly a base hit of any kind, even a hard hit one, I might go ahead and send Pete to the plate. There we go. Ball 4 on the lower outside edge. We're trying to work the pitch count too. You see they're up to 27 now. We're getting Tanner up to 30 here. I mean, if you're going to push ours up first, we're going to go even farther here. Full count here, 3-2 now. As O'Neal Cruz will get an opportunity to chop this one down the line. Going over. Throw goes into second. That one's going to be off. But I thought they were going to get him. I didn't think there would be an error. So now we have a base running situation here in a pickle. Pete's trying to get chased down. Raphael will not get there. The catch is coming from behind, and they go to tag him in the back. I did not think they were going to be able to go ahead and get him for real. Somehow was able to go ahead. Now, hey, look, let me explain, okay? I thought they were going to have the easy play there. Cortez does not have a lot of speed. I did not foresee them. Bump all that. Pete makes up for it with a solo shot. We could talk about the mistakes, or we could talk about the greats, as that is his 5th home run in the postseason, man. That one was long, took out to right field. No doubt shot to give us the early lead here in the World Series. And in front of the home fans, they're going crazy. It is now 5-0 Pittsburgh. Now, I don't know here. It's a little glitchy. I don't know what's going on here with it. Like, gameplay will be fixed here in a little bit, though. Sometimes it does get a little weird and frame ratey here as we go to pop that one up. Of course, now it's going to happen after we get a lead. And now it's going to make it harder for me to hit the ball. Don't tell me PlayStation Network down while I'm trying to record. Santander grounds this one onto the ground but beats the shift. If you're in normal depth, that don't happen. But I'll go ahead and take the easy base hit there by him. I hope the rest of the game really is not like this. Cortez, can we get a base hit off YouTube as well here to keep the inning going? That's a sinker that we were actually able to time up well, thankfully, out to left field. And that'll go to be grabbed in for the easy play there. All right, next up then. 2 outs. Cruz, left field. That one's going back towards the gap. It will hit up against the wall. Now the only question is, do we send the runner on home? We will here. The speed to the plate as Santander will go in and get into the plate. RBI double for O'Neal Cruz, increasing the lead just so slightly there as we're up now 2-0 here. And then Alonso chops this one over to third base as he throws this one over to first. And he got the easy play over there to go ahead and get us out of the inning. But not before we get the 2 runs back that we needed here to now give Jerry Jones a little wiggle room. And of course, look, it's the PlayStation curse. We hit a home run and it caused it to start glitching so we couldn't score the ball. They hit a home run off of the glitching effect. The 4th home run there, Kyle Tucker, as he's able to go and get that one knocked down here. So I might have to get up off here really quick and then get this thing to stop here for a second. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, there we go. Calm down now. But not before they went in and cut the lead in half. It is 2-1 now. Pittsburgh. I'm not going to say Boston because y'all still losing. But also still testing my patience here with all these foul balls. We see we are up to 64, now 65 pitches as we get the strikeout that we needed there off the outside edge. As Devers will go ahead and go sit down with strikeout number 4. Tristan Casas is up next as he flies this one out to Armstrong in center field, who will go ahead and get underneath that one with ease. And then we have Lourdes Guerrero Jr. Full count here. Swing and a miss on the 4-seamer inside. While they're able to go and get one back off Kyle Tucker, we are able to still keep our lead here. As we go ahead and jump to the 6th inning. Jones is still in. Kept the pitch count down a little bit. We have Oviedo up here, but I'm going to go ahead and actually sit him down here now that we're at the 6th. Only a chance here for 7, 8, and 9 as long as Jerry gets us through this. As I see here, the next close couple guys are weaker against. It's kind of an even mix. Actually, the next 2 are weak against righties and then lefties afterwards. Let's go with Loaiza here. They both have pretty much the same stamina between him and Sims. We could possibly end up going, Loaiza if we need somebody to come in the 6th. Let Lucas Sims take the 7th. And let our setup and closer go to take 8 and 9. Just trying to set up here in case things go left. But we're able to get the easy ground ball to get Yoran up at the top. Yoshida right after him swings and misses. And then Kyle Tucker at pitch number 95. Is he going to get a mistake? That one's going to go down low. You see he's already starting to get tired, and we can actually see the effects of it here. Not able to clip the corner with the sinker, making it 2-0 upstairs, not getting a swing. And you can tell Kyle Tucker's just kind of being patient, waiting out his pitches as he is a 4-pitch walk. I think that'll go ahead and do it, man. We got Devers coming up with a chance to win the game. I'm going to go ahead and pull my starter here. You're already tired, closing in on 100 pitches, and just hit a 4-pitch straight walk without being able to hit the corners. You did enough. What's that? 5 2/3 innings of work. You can go ahead and go back to the dugout and rest with the lead. As you can see, a standing ovation. The yellow towels are waving through the air. As now Jonathan Loaiza got 3 2/3 innings of work. ERA is at 0, and he's going to look to try to close things out for us here today. At least close this inning out. We only need to get 1 out here, then we might give him the 7-2, depending on how this inning goes. As Devers lines this one right over to Johnson. Easy play there. Only had to use 3 pitches, so of course we're going to keep him in the 7th here. Why not? Although this could be the last game of the World Series, no reason to just eat up my bullpen here if you're pitching good, because then I'll put in somebody else and they start pitching bad. I'm going to be pissed off. As we're going to get the ground ball there to Alonso, throwing it over to first for the easy play. Junior looking just like one as he goes in and gets to a quick 0-2 count here. Ooh, I thought that slurve was going to catch him. Not chasing the 4-seamer either. Liner, Hayes, scoops it up, throw goes over to first, and a glove third baseman makes the play. And this is one thing I've prided our team on. I haven't had to sacrifice anything with this team. Is the one thing I think that's gone underrated. We haven't had to sacrifice or go to our bench or bullpen much or bench much because all 9 of our starters are the best people at their position. We've got hella power in. Almost everybody in this lineup can and will hit a home run at any means necessary. Every single one of them has been or can be clutch in any situation. The defense is the only problem that's kind of a little concerning, and even that's gotten better over the years. It's really the only liability we had on defense was Alonso, or not Alonso, but O'Neal. Outside of that, I mean, we have speed. We do have a couple extra speed legs on the bench if we need to bring in some more, but the guys that we really don't even need speed like that because the guys behind the guys with speed are really good extra base hitters. You put a ball in the gap like this, anybody can move up further, but we're not going to test it here with Johnson as this is a close game, and we're in a very good spot right now. Runners at first and second. Enough talk about the team building here this late in the season as Crow grounds into what could be a double play as they get him doubled up at first. Thought the speed might be enough to get us there since he was at 99, but I guess not. And then Reynolds into the dirt here as that will be thrown down, but not going anywhere is Johnson. Reynolds 0-1 right after that, chops this one on the ground just like Armstrong. And they get out of the 7th inning without giving up anything to us. And we're going to have to go to the top of the 8th. Jonathan Loaiza still in the ball game here as we look to go ahead and try to close things with the final 6 outs of the game. We do have the bullpen up and active just in case we need to get some extra arms in here. Jose Leclerc will go ahead and start the warm-up here as we have him and then Alexis Santos looking like they could take the 8th and 9th depending on how long Loaiza goes here. He's only at 13 pitches up to this point. Patience here is a very good virtue this late in the game as he swings and misses over the top of the slurve. Next up will be Connor Wong, 0 for 2 on the day. As we still look like we are firing on all cylinders here with Loaiza. I'm surprised he's actually been able to go this long. Now, he's been a pretty good reliever for us, but he's had his moments where he's kind of gotten off. But it looks like today he is firing. He's hitting his corners, his spots. He's keeping it out the middle of the plate, keeping them off balance. And with the 1-2, a little bit lower than I wanted to as I'm trying to praise the accuracy there as we go to get that launched out to Reynolds in left field, and he will have just enough speed to get there. Great play out there in left. Jaron Duran watching 2 back-to-back sinkers, 1 called, 1 not. About 25 pitches through here, so of course look, he's already starting to wave the sweat off his eyes. Might be time to go ahead and get him up out of there. Imagine the difference between relievers and starters though too. Like your arm was only strong enough to throw 30, while the starters are strong enough to throw like over 100. Now there's probably other differences. You know, they have more control over their stuff, whereas relievers might just be more about throwing extremely fast, which is why they're more limited in the pitches they can throw because it really puts a strain on their arm. But then there's Hunter Green, who has a flamethrower as a starter, so with great stamina. So I don't know. But here, what I do know is Jose Leclerc is going to come in this game after we give up the walk there. Loaiza is going to go ahead and take his seat down. And we're going to go into our setup, man, to go ahead and get this last out here of the 8th inning if he can. As Masataka Yoshida, I don't know why I always struggle with his name. Flies this one out, though, to center field. Armstrong's going to go ahead and get back there and glove it in. And we are 3 outs away, ladies and gentlemen. 3 outs away from completing the mission. Can we get any last-second offense at all from our bats here? This is the lowest scoring game that we've had all World Series. This one has been a pitcher's duel. And what a way to actually end it on some excitement if we do. Because we got the fans on their feet. They're trying to be, will our way to a little bit extra runs. And Boston will have plenty of hope going into this last inning. But we're going to go ahead and dwindle it down a little bit. It's a solo home run. Anthony Santander's 3rd of the postseason. And we finally get to see him go long. He hasn't done it much here in the postseason. But, man, is it timely. 457 feet. That ball was obliterated. I don't even think most of y'all drive 111 miles per hour. Now imagine a baseball going that fast. Look at the stands. Look at everybody get out their seats. Everybody knew this one was going off contact. That was to dead center field, too. So, giving us a little bit extra insurance there. We are now up 3-1 here. And the power don't stop there as Cortez. I mean, you could go ahead and add to your power numbers too as well, as that will be a line drive right to first base. Cooper Criswell, who actually probably is a little bit tired. I mean, he's at 30, almost 40 pitches now. Surprised if it's going to keep him in here. 3-2. Swings over the top of the sinker downstairs. Now it'll be up to Pete Alonso here. Swings over the top of the cutter. Let's see what he has in store for us. Down low as he checks his swing. Not able to get that one either. Notice they love to throw those low and aways here to Pete Alonso. Like I'm going to actually go for that every single time. Eventually, I'm going to learn from my mistakes. Closing on 50 pitches here, though, for Criswell. As we get the slider on the outside, this one in the zone. So we had to swing at that one, but it's going to be a ground ball that takes care of it. And we're down to the final 3 outs of the World Series, possibly the whole series on the channel. And it comes down to a rookie we drafted. 2 years ago, Alexis Santos got drafted to the Pirates, expecting to be our closer of the future when Jose Leclerc got too old. Finally took over that role this season. Had a fantastic regular season. I think he only blew about 5 to 8 saves, somewhere around there. 5 or 8, anywhere between 5 and 8. And here in this postseason, we're looking for him to get save number 5 again. I told you those 5s were a good number for us. That's the first man he's got to face, though, is Kyle Tucker. Not an easy task here as he's making him work for it. Pitch number 9 here in the AB. It's going to be a slider low and away. Full count now here as we go for pitch number 15. Fly ball. Left center field going towards that little divot in the gap in the wall. Reynolds is going to have to take lead on this one and throw this in quickly. Thankfully, Tucker has no speed. But he's at second base now here with a leadoff double. Meaning that the tying run will be at the plate at all times right now. Devers is the next man that you got to face too as well. So it doesn't get any easier if you're a rookie. His first save attempt here in the World Series, as every other game has been a blowout. Might be letting the nerves get to him. The fans are trying to calm him down. They're on his feet cheering for him, and that's going to be a base hit out to right field. Santander's going to have to come in with the firing on flamethrowers coming in. It's up the line, and Davis tried to dive last minute, but it won't work as the Dodgers cut the lead again. It is 3-2. Boston has hope because there's still no outs here in the inning. And so Tristan Cass hits the first thing he sees out to Pete in center field. Thankfully, the runner wasn't at second base and it wasn't a sac fly. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. will be up next as they're down to their final 2 outs here. A ground ball would be great. And you know we have that fork ball just in case. The 0-2. Trying to four-seamer low. That one's on the ground. Cruz over to second. Johnson with the jump throw, and we did it. We are World Series champions. The rookie has finally done it. We didn't need Dustin May to come back for Game 5. We did a perfect sweep, not only of the World Series, but of the playoffs. No L's the entire postseason run. I don't know how many times in history that's been done, but it can't be too often. This is either the first or like at least the third. You cannot tell me there's been more than 5 of this times happening in all of baseball history, but fully swept the postseason. We got it done with team effort. Really only needed 4 relievers to come in and finish this game up. A great start from Jared Jones. Offensively, we finally quieted it down. I told y'all what happened eventually. We had scored over 6 runs for the first 3 games. We had a combined run total there of 22 runs through the first 3 games of the series. I knew it was going to quiet down eventually. 3 runs was just enough to do it here today as we held them to 2. They didn't score above 2 the whole series. So as long as we got above 2, we were okay. And here today, we were doing just enough to do that. Now, I don't know who's going to get World Series MVP, who's going to get playoff MVP. It'll be very interesting to see. This is the 6th World Series championship in Pirates history, and this is the squad that did it. And man, oh man, am I proud of this team, bro. This run was tough. This run was hard. It was crazy. I wouldn't say it was one of the hardest ones because we had a series before where we actually got close and then regressed and went way back down. I had to refigure out what was wrong, kind of do like a little mini rebuild in the middle of the rebuild. But this one here, man, I mean, it was frustrating because you thought we would have won it last year with the team that we assembled. We got slightly a bit better here, which almost immediately got wiped away in the first game. But 7 hits here as a team. Armstrong hits his 5th home run, gets up to 10 RBIs. Cruz at 11 RBIs, his 2nd double. Jared 5 2/3, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts in his 2nd win here. Jonathan Waska 2 innings strong with a walk and a strikeout. We let Leclerc get that one out for us to finish up the inning. And Santos' 5th save of the postseason is exactly what the doctor ordered. So we win the World Series, man. Perfectly sweeping our way through Atlanta, Cincinnati, and then Boston here. Let's go ahead and check out the awards to see. The World Series MVP is O'Neal Cruz, Mr. Errors himself, the error problem child, and so giving us the World Series MVP. And Henry Davis gets overall postseason MVP is Davis or Cruz. 429 average, 2 home runs and 7 RBIs in the World Series. Fantastic series for him. Kyle Tucker ends up getting the postseason MVP on the American League side, batting 298, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. But on our side, Henry Davis, 341 average, 6 home runs, 11 RBIs out of the 9 spot. 2nd series in a row where our catcher has been the 9-hitter and been the best player on the team when it seems like we needed the most. As you can see here from our bench, I mean, we let Garrett Mitchell get 1 at bat in when I needed a pinch runner one time. But outside of that, we have the right guys in the position at every position. We didn't need the bench to do anything. Starters played every single role. Pete led in runs with 10. 9 runs by Reynolds there. And Henry Davis, 17 hits for Reynolds. Cruz with 16. 6 home runs, followed up by 5 by both the Pete brothers. And Cruz also with 4 each. And Pete was a guy that we were looking at possibly replacing this season. And we were supposed to bring in Garrett Mitchell to replace him. He finally has his bounce back year, which isn't even really much of a bounce back, but saw a big boost in his power numbers and extra base numbers. His speed took a step down though, but his average went up, on base went up, slugging went back up to where it was in 2025 compared to last season. And it came at a great time when we needed it the most. Pete Alonso too as well. His 5 home runs, like I told you, it was just hard to hit home runs with him when I was using him. I almost forget that when you look at his stats, he really did hit 35 this year, which is more than he actually had last year, but it was just so tough hitting with him on a regular basis. I mean, you see there are 8 hits total, 5 of them were home runs, so he was making them hits count. Cruz with 11 RBIs, Reynolds with 9 RBIs, and 4 home runs apiece for both of them boys. And I keep hitting the career stats by accident. Steals, Cruz got 5 of them, Pete got 4. Really, only 2 guys that I was looking at stealing bags. We had 4 guys hit over 300, which is fantastic there. 315 being the lowest. We had 5 guys get over a 300 on base, with Julian Cortez joining that group at 302 with his walks. And then slugging, I mean, almost everybody had over 300, but we had 6 guys over 500, and then 4 guys over 1,000 OPS, with Pete being right behind them too as well. A lot of walks, which is actually impressive. I used to never walk when I first started playing MLB The Show, and now I'm able to do it pretty good. That was our only triple of the postseason there by Pete Armstrong. Our only error came from O'Neal Cruz, Mr. World Series MVP, but no errors anywhere else, even though we are historically been bad on defense. Told y'all I didn't need to worry about the defensive efforts. It's going to come through in the postseason regardless. ISOs, you see 455 by Davis is ridiculous. Pitching wise though, we really had everybody at least touch the field a little bit. The only people that had bad ERAs, well, except for Oviedo. He was the only person that didn't get used because I was waiting to use a long reliever and I never ended up needing him. I was going to need him in this last game, but you know, Jared was able to force out an extra inning there that he might not have had before, and then we let the rest of the bullpen take over. But 5 saves there from Alexis Santos, and we'll show his blown saves there, so I have to go over here. He did blow 1, so 5 for 6 in his postseason debut. Like I said, the guys that had high ERAs and whips barely played though. Hernandez and Hicks just had like 1 bad outing, and that was pretty much it. I mean, Hernandez pitched 2 strong innings in just 1 game. He gave up 5 earned runs without getting out, so his ERA ballooned. As far as our starters go though, Dustin made 3 of his 4 starts were quality. Jared only 1 of his 3, and then the other 2, Nestor and Paul, both had 3 for 3s. So it is what it is. We were able to somehow win the 2 games that weren't quality starts for Jared Jones, thankfully. You see the home runs given up was pretty significant. 2 by basically all of our starters, 1 by Alexis Santos, and then 2 by Jose Hernandez too as well, and then 1 by Schramm. But all in all, great effort from our starters, great effort from our defense, great effort from our bats, especially in that World Series where I thought we were going cold for a little bit, but we really fired it up. And if you look at the whole series as a whole, man, we started out terrible. 58 and 104. Almost a 20-win swing the next season with 72 and 90. Almost another 20-win swing the next season with 88 and 74, but lost in the wild card round. And this year, just 5 extra wins, squeaking it out into the 90s, but won the whole thing, man. So 4 seasons, 2 postseason trips, 1 World Series ring. Do we bring it back to try to you know, defend ourselves? That is a possibility that we'll talk about here in a second, but I do want to talk about how this team was built first, because honestly, I mean, I wish Tariq Skubal could have been a part of it, at least still get a ring. But, you know, we went and signed them. We went and developed Paul and Jared and Johan Oviedo, who was on this team, you know, at the start of the series. We just developed him into a better piece. And then Nestor, we went and signed. So, I mean, as far as our starters go, none of them drafted, all just developed and went out and signed in free agency. So that's still me. Relief pitching, Hicks, we went out and signed. Hernandez developed. Strom, we went out and signed. Lucas, we went out and signed. Jonathan Weisman, we went out and signed. Leclerc was already here, but Santos drafted. That is me. That is all me. This development here, this 5 saves, that is 100% me drafted, not free agency picked, drafted. Davis was ours on the roster already. We developed Salas. We traded for, but obviously didn't do too much, especially not in the postseason. As far as first baseman goes, drafted. The best player in the entire series, most likely 88 overall after only 2 or 3 years up here. Immediately straight from draft to the show at 18 years old and made a huge impact. 36 home runs in both years that he was here, 275 average, and then bumped it up to 287 this year. So the contact got even better and vision got better. Alonso, we went out and signed when I really needed that first base, takeover. Need somebody to take that spot over. Johnson drafted. That's me again as well. And same thing with Patrick Robert, his backup, drafted. Now he had a sophomore slump and was really bad his second year, but the first year production was great. Got back to it a little bit his second year. Plays great defense. I take very good pride in Tamar Johnson there. Coming straight up once again too, straight from draft to the show. No time in the minors. Brian Hayes was on the team. O'Neal Cruz was on the team. Oliver Peguero was on the squad. So those are all guys that we just developed. Herbert Bill, I wish he could have been a part of it. He would have been the third success story of going straight from draft to the show, but he just struggled in the regular season. Even though the stats are there, struggled in the regular season, didn't want him on the postseason roster. So unfortunately, can't claim him to be helpful in this, but Reynolds developed. Schneider, I believe I went and signed the free agency. Armstrong, traded for. That's my decision. Garrett Mitchell, I thought he would be a good addition, but it didn't work out. And Santander went and decided to go pick him up and keep him around for an extra year longer than he was supposed to be there. I thought Kyle McCoy also might have had a chance to make the roster. So we had a couple of chances of some rookies making even more inputs and debuts for us, but unfortunately just fell through. So let me know now. The series is over, man. We will officially be dropping the poll tomorrow, so please check in on the channel. Obviously I don't want to spoil it, so I don't want to drop it today. Check in on the channel tomorrow. We have a poll up letting me know what games that you guys want to see replace this. We have a Call of Duty Black Ops 6. We can either do online play or a walkthrough of the story mode. There is still Dragon Ball Z, the video game that's out. We still can go on, we can still bring up Tekken. There are some scary games that are still out that just dropped brand new that I'll go look into. I'll look and see what games are hot and popular right now. I'll put an entire poll up, and I'll also put an option for nothing. We can also simulate one more season here. I'll lose complete control and just let the season ride out all the way from start to end and see what they do on their own without me. That's also an option and possibility. Or we can go down to NCAA and do a dynasty on there. So let me know what you guys want to see. I know we didn't do a my player on this. It's probably too late in the year, really late in the year to try to do that. So I probably won't be an option, but check the poll. There will be plenty of options there. Let me know what you guys want to see, please, and thank you. I love you guys so much for the love and support on the series. We will be back on MLB The Show 25. Do not worry. I'm actually going to look for our team right now. So if you guys have any team suggestion ideas too, let it be known down below. Now, it's got to be something we can actually really rebuild. But go ahead and let me know your ideas down below, and I'll think them over too. So love you guys all so much. It's me, your boy SG, aka GM Smooth, aka the King of Games, aka the King of Rebuilds. And I will catch you guys in the next series. Matter of fact, go over to that Madden rebuild. We're rebuilding the Patriots. That will be your rebuild fix for now. Catch you guys in the next one. I'm going for the day. Later.